Join me today as we frame and cover the floor and frame the walls for the mobile restroom trailer. Let's get at it. So this mobile restroom trailer, all the materials we're using on it, they're all reclaimed except for the 4x4 treated post, but it's a post that we bought and it twisted on us so bad that we didn't use it, and we've been storing it under the sawmill shed for a while trying to figure out what we're going to do with it. And we come up with a use because this trailer, everything's either too short to use for wall studs or floor joists or ceiling joists, or that has bad spots where in the previous construction they gnawed it out for wiring or plumbing and weakened it, or either there's rotten spots in it, termite damage, carpenter ant damage, or something that had to be worked around that made it unusable for normal construction. So we put it to good use rather than just having a big bonfire. We've cut the bad places out of this wood and put it to use. In a previous video, you saw us shorten the axle that we're using under this. That axle was actually Frankensteined into our camper when we broke down. The guy at the welding shop cut a new axle in half and our old axle in half and welded them together, so it was already unusable to us because we changed out and put newer, heavier duty axles under our camper as soon as we could. We also, later on in the video, you'll see we put new tires on it. I remembered I had 2 brand new spares for this axle, which was good because the 2 that are on here are flat. Also, when it comes to the black water tank and the gray water tank, when we acquired a 5th wheel camper frame from a guy that we bought for the price of the brand new tires that were on it, we wanted the frame to build another project trailer out of, but we didn't want the black water and the gray water tanks. We actually tried to get him to completely demo the rest of it off because we didn't want to have to deal with it. But God had something else in store. He knew we were going to need that black water and that gray water tank, and now they're coming in handy with this trailer, which is a blessing. So we've dealt with them. One of the hardest things about this build was framing this floor around these tanks and also making it strong enough to support these tanks when they're full of liquid. When we tore down the Army barracks, we were blessed with an abundance of lag bolts. The Army had everything lag bolted together, and we found a way to use up some of these lag bolts because we use a lot to bolt this frame together and just for extra support when the weight's added. What you see us working on now is a scaled down version of the front and rear stoop areas that cabooses have, which will give our restroom trailer that western caboose look. When we're done with the construction of the trailer, we'll go back with some angle iron and some metal plate and add to the tongue of this trailer and make a hitch so we can connect it to the back of our tractor and move it around the ranch. This subfloor plywood here is plywood that was thrown to the side on the baggage cabin because it didn't make the cut. It has a couple of soft spots in it, and what we did was we cut it off the end, or we cut it up in, some of it we cut up into pieces and just piecemealed it together and made a good sturdy floor for this trailer. It's good enough for this trailer, and it made very little waste in the long run and made best use of what the Lord provided for us. These boards here you see we're using on the front and rear sections are sawmill culls where my blade got real dull and the boards got wavy, and they also have bad edges on them too with waning. So we took them and ripped straight edges on them and made good use of them here because nobody's going to be walking on them or anything to trip on the imperfections. I was glad I remembered I had stored away these new spare tires I had bought for this axle, and they don't fit anything that we own at the moment, so they come in good timing because now I don't have to deal with flat tires or repairing tires. Now it's time for one of my favorite parts of any build is framing and standing up the walls, because it's when I see a lot of progress being made. Even my youngest boy Jace gets involved. He's been kind of shying away since the cameras come out, but now that the boys are in school I don't see them as much out on the job site, but it's nice when they come to visit after school. They're always a big help. Still have one more wall to frame in the center between the shower and the toilet sections, and it'll also help support the water tank that'll be up in the top cupola.
We're going to end this video right here at the mobile restroom trailer.
Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe.
And as always, God gets the glory for the good in my life, and Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. Y'all have a blessed one. Join me today as I build the floor. Stop laughing at me. Let me tell you what.
Well, if you don't go.
If you wasn't out here, I'd probably do better. You over there distracting me. Go stand behind that tree over there. Gotcha? Squat down. I won't be able to see you. There you go. Now don't be peeping.